Hello, and welcome to our show for the love of animals. We're so glad you joined us today. We have a great show for you, so get your paper and pencil and stay tuned. I'm Darlene Pickford.
And I'm Greg Bauer, and we want to tell our viewers about a couple of upcoming shows.
Okay.
One of them on a new low-cost spay-neuter program.
Wonderful.
Called Dylan's Dogs.
Okay.
And you're going to hear more about that in the future. And also, we're going to do a show on hummingbirds, Darlene. So what's on tap for today?
Well, we want everybody to gather around and get their paper and pencils. You know, Greg, in this new media age, missing pets find their way on Facebook, and it's very effective. So we're going to delve into Facebook and missing animals today. Would you introduce our guest?
I sure will, but viewers, we're not going to teach you how to do Facebook. You're going to do that on your own.
No, but our guest will.
Exactly. Well, down on the end of the table holding the little dog Gracie is Christy Bell, and to Christy's left is Lisa Lauk, and we're so happy to have the two of you with us today.
Thank you.
So glad that both of you are here. Facebook and missing pets. I understand that a little dog named Bella started all of this.
Yes.
Give us a little background.
Oh, it's been almost 5 years ago. It was 2010, and it was May, and my little rescue that I had just about 6 months got out of actually, we were at her house, got out of the house, got spooked and ran off, and we tried to find her, and I didn't know what to do. I was distraught, and people really weren't using Facebook for that, and I thought, I'm going to create a Facebook page, try and find my dog to get the information out there. And people were posting sightings and all of this kind of stuff, and that's really how it started. We spent weeks looking for her.
We did.
Literally slept out in the fields where she would be seen, you know, trying to get her to come if she was out there. But that's how it started. It was, I originally started it to try and find her. You know, we got a reward together and all this kind of stuff, and it just sort of blossomed from that.
Yes, I remember it was quite an extensive publicity campaign, right?
Yes, I called the news station. I did everything. I was determined to try and find my dog. And
did you get any good leads?
Only a couple sightings. I never physically saw her with my eyes after that happened. So I have no idea what happened to her.
Okay. She may still be out there?
I hope so. And if she is, I hope someone's actually taking care of her.
Well, we do too. Well, now, how did Gracie fit into all of this?
Well, we were actually up at the lake. This was like over 4th of July weekend, and a friend of hers called and said, I have found this dog, you know, the dumpster, we think it's Bella. And so we get in the car and hightail it back into Paducah and meet her at a gas station off the interstate. And she gets out, and immediately I'm like, that's not Bella. It was Gracie, though, and she was a mess. She was flea infested, had mats all over her, weighed nothing. I mean, just a pitiful looking dog, yes. So of course we take her back with us to the lake. Yeah, we're like, well, we're going to take her though. I mean, we can't leave her like this because, you know, we're going to just set her down and leave. And so we took her and went and got Dawn, you know, and gave her a bunch of baths and clipped all of her matted hair off, and here she is. From July, 4 years later, she's fat and happy.
Yes, she is, and she certainly did find a good home, didn't she?
Yeah, every time I see her, I'm like, boy, you won the puppy lottery.
I did.
You really won the puppy lottery.
And Christy, how about your fur family at home?
I have Gracie. She was our first rescue together, and I have 5 boxers,
oh my
a
goodness,
Jack Russell, and a Basenji mix. So I have 8 dogs.
Wow.
They keep me busy.
I can imagine. Now, do you walk them all at the same time?
I have a fenced-in backyard, so we run.
Okay.
Yes.
She has a big fence that works out perfectly for her crew.
Right.
Wow, but that's quite a good. And your fur family?
I have 5 dogs and 2 cats. I have a French Bulldog, 2 Brussels Griffons that I ended up rescuing after Bella went missing, and then I have 2 Shih Tzus that I've rescued. One was a breeder that she went with me actually literally to get this dog from this breeder.
Okay, and your cats?
Oh, and these 2 cats showed up in my backyard one day. They were tiny little kittens, and I had never had cats before. like, what am I going to do with these? And so of course, I'm going to feed them. You're not going to shove in my yard, and I'm not going to feed you. And so there were 3, and there's a lot of wildlife back there. And so one did not make it. When I saw it in the middle of the yard, I'm like, that's it. They're going in the house. I'm going to figure out how to get them to let me catch them. And I did. They were maybe like 8 weeks.
Babies.
They were babies, maybe 8 weeks old. So I scooped them up as soon as I could get a hold of both of them and took them in the house. And my dogs were completely fine with them.
Really?
I was amazed, yes. And one thinks he's a dog. He runs with the dogs to the door when somebody comes in. I like how they greet you. He's like, oh, hey, okay, I'm going to do this too. So that's how I ended up with my 2 cats.
So you're in the rescue business, really, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, are you ready? You want to take a short break?
Well, I'm going to say what we would like to do at this point. We're getting a good start, and we would like to have our viewers know that this show is being dedicated to Bella, in hopes that she sees the show and tells Lisa that she wants to come home. Absolutely.
Right,
and
right.
so let's give a little short listen for a short story.
Bella is a Brussels Griffon dog that was rescued in 2009. She had been used as a breeding dog and was mistreated by her owner. She was at a friend's house in 2010 and disappeared from the yard. She has never been found despite all of our efforts to find her. If you can help us, please do.
Back. We hope that you enjoyed that story, even though it's a very sad one about Bella. She was a dog that was lost, and actually it's maybe has been a wonderful thing because so many good things have started. And we're talking this afternoon with Lisa Lauk and Christy Bell, and they're telling us about some of the things that are being done to keep Bella in front of everybody. So let's get some more information. Lisa, how could we get more information as viewers about what you're doing in your program with Facebook?
Well, our Facebook page is facebook.com/missingbella. And
An email?
missingbellarescue@yahoo.com is our email address.
Okay.
We have basically made it a lost and found Facebook page and general animal advocacy for stuff. We'll see posts and reshare them of animals that are missing, but most people will send us information saying my dog ran out of the house or was stolen or is just missing in general, and we'll reshare it or post it with their picture and whatever information they give us. And of course we hope all of our fans will then share it just to spread the word.
Okay. So you still have, this Facebook is up and running, and
Yes.
you plan to keep it going, right?
Yes.
In honor of Bella.
Right.
So you're hoping other pet owners will either find their pets, or somebody will maybe help you, if you find a stray animal, maybe find its owner if it has one, or
Yes.
maybe find its a home.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about some success stories with a dog or a cat.
Well, the most recent one that people probably remember was the little Boston Terrier that the family was here staying at the hotel, and the maid let it out. This was like a month or so ago, and it made it on the news, and went missing right over here by the mall.
By the mall area, here in Paducah, right?
Yes, and so we posted it on our Facebook page. Well, this little group of people started, I would drive through there, but they were out there all the time trying to find this dog. And
that's in the middle of the mall area with traffic. I mean, that's the
people were
worst
posting,
area.
posting sightings, and then I had talked to the lady who lost, and the dog's name was Jenna. I said, you should start a Facebook page like I did, so people know where to go to get the information. It's just like a central location for all of that. And so people were posting, oh, I think I saw your dog here and here. So then everybody would go out and try and find it. And they finally found Jenna. She was scared and hiding. And so family, I think, was in Owensboro or Bowling Green. And so they drove back. They were coming back on the weekends to try, help all these volunteers that she didn't know. And it's just sort of the closeness, I would say, of the animal rescue family. I mean, all of us, we've made a lot of friends with people we never would have known. You just sort of become your own little community, and so we all help each other, try and help other people who've either lost their dog or need to rehome their dog or cat, or any of those situations.
Okay, and so she was actually found, and her
She was found.
and her owners came back and got her.
Yes,
Wow.
and they filmed a reunion video of it, reuniting the dog with them and their children.
Is that on the Facebook page?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's probably
It'll make
way
you
down
cry.
in there, but yeah, it was really, really sad.
Because your Facebook page is linear, right?
Yes.
So it starts with the most recent.
Recent.
Okay. And speaking of that, what are your most recent postings? You don't have to date them or anything, but what's up there now, recently?
Oh, well, there was a little white, it looked like a Terrier Maltese dog that had been picked up, found, I don't remember exactly where, but taken to McCracken County Animal Shelter this morning. And so I saw it and we started sharing it. And the owner found out that that's where the dog was, so went and owner claimed it, which is always great when that happens because the shelter's full. So,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
So,
Yes.
yeah, and as we understand it, through the ages, the social media, meaning Facebook and other things, is becoming quite the way to help a person locate a lost animal.
yes.
I mean, so this is becoming the most effective way of finding a lost pet.
It's in real time, which is a thing that hugely helps when you're doing this kind of stuff. People are
Yes.
seeing what's happening right now,
Yes.
and it's a fast and easy way to spread the information.
Yes.
You're not waiting for the next day's newspaper or tonight's television, news story. So it's much faster than I would say it ever used to be.
And you're surrounding yourself by people who understand what you're going through,
Yes.
and they're enthusiasts who put their energy into action.
Yes.
Because you know what it is to lose a pet. Or if you found a pet, you know how important it is to find a home or either find the original home for that animal if it has one. So,
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, I noticed that one of our favorite people on our show, Michelle Fowler, posted something about a little cat that needs a home, a little kitten, and she's quite a dog person, but
Yeah.
she's also helping out the cats. Now, if a person is not using Facebook for whatever reasons, would you help if a person were to call you or to email you? How do they get on Facebook?
We've had that happen too. They'll send us a lot of times they'll call us, or somebody will say, someone gave me your name and said you could help me.
Right.
And I'll just ask them if they don't have a way to send a picture, just give me the information and I'll write it up and a contact so if someone knows where this dog is, they can contact you. I've even had people who sent me information saying, my aunt's not on Facebook, so I'm
Exactly.
sending it for her. Can you please post this? So we still get those requests, even if they're not on Facebook.
And you do help them either through a family member or yourself to actually get the information up there.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So-
And we'll link it to their phone number and their name. So if you see this dog, please contact so-and-so at this phone number. So,
Well, I think that's wonderful because it is the most effective way of helping a pet find its home.
And
Yes, it
believe me, if you've ever lost a pet,
The panic.
yes.
the panic.
And there's nothing happier feeling in the world than when you find it.
Well-
But you got to have help, and this is a way to
That's
get
right,
help.
and Facebook is actually the #1 way to help a person find a lost pet.
Yeah.
Well, in your journey, which I know has been quite a fascinating one, what other tips would you give a person like you've lost a dog? How could you help them? What are tips for finding a lost pet?
Please put a collar with a tag.
Beforehand, right?
And I do understand that some dogs, they'll lose them in the process
But
of
still.
being out, but do that. And we always suggest not to put their name on it, because if someone comes across this dog and they know the name and they're going to take it without trying to find its owner, it already knows the name. It's best to have a tag that just has a phone number or an address. Or where
Two telephone
phone
numbers.
numbers
Because
and
a
an
lot of people-
address.
Yes, and a cell phone. Okay.
so that they can find them. We're big believers in microchipping, because
Yes.
now the shelter and all the animal control officers have microchip scanners.
Right.
So if you come across a dog, and even if you take it to the shelter, they can scan it and see if it's microchipped, and then you need to make sure your information's updated.
There was
Yes.
once a cat that got lost, and it was found 7 years later across the country. I think the cat was named Cheyenne, simply because it was microchipped. It was a heartbreaking story. 7 years.
And it's a little bit expensive to do it, but it is well worth it.
It's not.
Absolutely.
It's not a very high cost, but I mean it is an added expense to it.
The other thing I did when Bella went missing is I had made flyers with her
Right.
information, but I wrote her microchip number down on the flyers and mailed them to all of the vets in the surrounding counties and the groomers. Because somebody would come across this dog, I would hope, and would see it. It didn't help me. I mean, I'm still missing.
But it might
her.
help somebody else.
But yes, I mean, I think if the vets and the groomers know this dog is missing, that always helps.
Yes.
And how would you contact a shelter about maybe if they by accident got your pet?
You should go down there.
Yes, don't
You just
call.
need to go
You
down
need
there.
to go down there and look for yourself.
And the reason for that is you may have a volunteer that answers the phone and they don't know what's in the back.
Exactly.
Or I'm missing
They're
my
so
black
busy.
lab, and there's 10 of them back there. Well, how do I know which one is yours?
Yeah. And so if you're really serious, go down there if you can every day, or send someone down to check on your pet.
Right.
So there's a lot of things you can do, but the easiest and one of the number one I'd put at the top of the list is see that pet information gets on a Facebook page, and one that's out there that can be used is facebook.com/missingbella in honor of your Bella. So.
We want to take another short break and let our viewers hear a little bit more about Gracie, who's sitting down on Christy's lap there. And so this is a happy tale about Gracie. Give a listen.
Gracie is a 10-year-old female Shih Tzu mix. She was found eating out of a dumpster, and at first we thought that she might be Bella, but that was not the case. Gracie lives with Christy and is very much a lap dog. She loves to play with Christy's boxers and loves to groom them like a mother. She loves attention and will do almost anything to get it.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that little happy tale about Gracie. And we're visiting this afternoon Lisa Lauk and Christy Bell. Christy's holding Gracie down there, and that was just a neat little story about
Yes, it
Gracie.
is.
Let's review again for our viewers. We're talking with the two wonderful Paducah pet enthusiasts, Christy Bell and Lisa Lauk. And how can they get information about the Missing Bella program, Facebook program that you have?
Well, our page is facebook.com/missingbella, and we have all of our contact information is actually on there too, but you can email us at missingbellarescue@yahoo.com.
And a telephone number?
270-816-3761.
Okay.
And you'll do everything you can to help the information
Yes.
get to Facebook.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're missing your animal or
Want to find your animal.
right or looking to adopt one, of course,
Oh,
you know, we are big promoters of adopting from the shelter. So we even have people that will say, I'm looking for this kind of situation, you know, can you help me find that? And we will do that too.
so Missing Bella on the Facebook will help you locate a pet. It'll help if you've lost the pet. It'll help you find the pet, or if you want to adopt a pet, you'll find many of them, many good animals up there to adopt.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Now, from all of your experience in all this, the most important thing it would be if we could prevent or minimize the possibility of losing an animal.
Yes.
Okay. Give us some guidelines from what you've learned so our viewers, let's don't lose our pets. What suggestions would you make?
Don't let them roam. You know, I know a lot of people in the county do that, but you know, they can either be stolen or wander off,
Picked up.
or get hit, and you don't know what's happened to them. So both of us have fenced-in backyards. I have heard stories about people who someone's accidentally opened their gate or on purposely. So I tell people, if you have the way to do it, go buy those really inexpensive locks that you would put on the inside of your own door, that moves like the
Yes.
bar. Put it on the inside of your gate.
Right.
You know, so when you're out there, you can open it and keep it open when you want to. But if you're gone or you're going to let your
Check it and make sure it's
Yes.
locked.
and do that, I've heard so many people tell me that someone accidentally opened their gate,
Yes.
and you have a way to prevent even that from happening.
Yes. Okay. So if you have a fenced-in yard, keep your gates locked.
Yes.
In other words, monitor them.
Right.
We do roll call. We have quite a few pets at home too. So we do roll call in the morning. Everybody's located, and we do roll call in the evening.
I don't have to do that. Mine are at my feet no matter where I go. They don't leave. I go to take a shower and I look out and there's 5 dogs laying in my tiny
Waiting for
bathroom
you.
waiting for me. So she has the cheese line. I bet if I did the cheese line, it probably would work as well as hers does. But that's what she does. She calls out for cheese and they come running.
I call for
Oh,
a snack and
Snack.
give them their meds, the ones that need their meds with cheese. So all I have to say is snack, and here they come.
Well, you know, that's a wonderful idea, is to train your animals that they're going to get a treat, however you, and so they all come to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, yeah. But, well, my,
Yeah, the cheese line. She
The
wants
cheese-
her
I see what you
cheese.
it's the cheese line. That would be very, very, and how long did it take you to train your animals to do that?
Not very long. If they love cheese. So, you know, you just say the word over and over. It was pretty easy. They caught on quick.
One of the other things that if you have small children in the house, you need to work with the small children, because I've known of several cases where a child has inadvertently opened the door
Right.
and
Yeah.
out goes the pet.
Right.
And they didn't do it deliberately or anything. But
You just have to monitor it very
yeah,
closely.
Yes, they're, especially to us, they're like children as well.
Absolutely.
They're our children.
yes.
Yeah. And if you do lose a dog or cat, you need to know it as soon as possible,
Yes.
and then act. Like for a cat, I know you need to walk around the house several times and get your scent out there, because they probably will not have gone very far. When we take our little dog out to do his business, he's on a leash. We do not let him, run
Oh, yeah.
loose.
Right.
So
But we also live in the city, and
Yes.
there is a leash ordinance in the city. Now,
Yes,
there's
there
no
is.
such ordinance in the county.
Correct.
Right.
And so that's a major, could be a major obstacle, if you will.
That's how a lot of animals get picked up as strays. They're
Yes.
just out roaming.
Yes. Well, you've had quite a journey, and you've done a lot with your Facebook page, but I understand you have other plans in the works. Tell us about what you're forming. What are your organization?
Well, our next event is we're having a golf scramble
But
this
you're
fall.
doing, you're not for profit.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Yes, we have filed our 501c3 to become a not-for-profit. We've created our board of directors and our bylaws and all of
Wow.
that stuff so that we can start a spay and neuter program and a food pantry are our 2 big things that
Wow.
I think along the way we've realized a lot of people would like to keep their animals if they could afford to feed them.
Yes, in this day and age.
So that was another thing that we wanted to
And
do.
let me guess, is this organization called Missing Bella?
Yes, it is. We're very clever and creative
yes,
that
you
way,
are.
aren't we?
You're creative.
Yeah.
Oh,
And a result of that, you're going to have a golf scramble to raise funds.
Yes, and actually the golf scramble though, we're going to help pay for a veteran from Western Kentucky receive a service dog for PTSD. Is what
okay.
the scramble is actually going to benefit. It's not
It's a
for us. It's
But
we're
it-
doing
How
this
wonderful.
for that.
it'll
How
be the
wonderful.
start of many events, and that gets the word out to the people that you do
Right.
exist. So
Right.
Yes.
that's a wonderful thing to do.
We decided on the service dog when we realized neither one of us had realized how expensive it was to
Yes.
train them to do this. And with Fort Campbell being right here, we just decided this would be the perfect thing to support, someone who has served for this
Yes.
country.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yes,
can't think of a
absolutely.
better use. I hope that will be very successful. And I do hope that the Missing Bella new program will really get off the runway.
What are some of the other activities that you have on the drawing board?
Nothing set in stone. We've done in the past like a Halloween event in the park in the fall. We've put on some, gosh, now I'm drawing a blank on some of the stuff we've
Halloween
done.
in the park.
We had a Rockin' Rescuers event.
Yep.
And these were all at like Stuart Nelson Park, so it was a mixture of adoption events with a silent auction and that kind of stuff.
The rescue bug just caught hold of both of you, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Yes,
has.
And there's so many needs out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
And we'd like to also mention to our viewers, if you have an idea or something like this that might be of help to
Yes.
Missing Bella, you know how to get in contact with
That's
Christy
right.
and with Lisa. And so
That would be great.
that would, you viewers can help also,
Yes.
as well as participating. So
This is a real hard comment. What one point do you want our viewers to remember about our show, Facebook, and Missing Pets?
What we've talked about today.
I think that if you are you have lost a pet, that there are a lot of people out there that you don't know that will help you. Really, in anything, if you find one, I mean, there's a whole group of us that will drop what we're doing and help.
That's wonderful.
And not surprising here in Paducah, right, Greg?
No, not at all. And Christy, what point would you like our viewers to remember?
I would like to say, please be a responsible pet owner. Take all the actions to take care of your pet, because your pets are like your children. I mean, they are my children.
Yes.
They rely on you.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
their everything, so be a responsible pet owner.
What more can we say?
Not. Unfortunately, we're coming to the end of our time today, but Lisa, we'd like to thank you and Christy both for taking time out of your busy schedules.
And Gracie, too.
Yes, and
Gracie.
Gracie, and sharing time with us this afternoon and hearing about a wonderful program that you are getting started, and we know our viewers will be more than willing and happy to support it. So thank you so much for sharing the information with us today.
We
Thank
certainly
you.
do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Greg, time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. So, and we would like to have our viewers remember the one thing, she being Darlene, me being Greg, one thing we say every time: give your pet a little extra love today
And
and every
every
day. See you next time.
Bye.